Hello, people of the interwebs. Today we are focusing on Thanksgiving. We're going to be making a cornbread stuffing with fresh cranberries, Italian sausage, and green apples. I'm Chef Cash White, and I'm here today because God has delivered me from my circumstances and brought me to a place where I can share my love of food with you. Let's get started. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take about 2 cups of fresh cranberries. I love fresh cranberries. They have a nice sour and sweetness. We're actually gonna boil these for a little while until each of them burst. The reason we're gonna do that is it allows them to release the flavor throughout the rest of the food a little bit better. So I'm gonna get my water going over here. And as soon as that starts boiling, I'm gonna keep an eye on it and I'm gonna drop these cranberries in there. I'm gonna start with 1 yellow onion. I'm gonna use actually about half of it. I wanna make a dice, probably about a 1/2 inch dice. Reason I want a 1/2 inch dice is I want it big enough for you to actually get a chunk in each bite. Now that we have those things chopped up, next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a little celery going. I'm gonna cut the ends off the celery. The ends are a little bit bitter and they don't, so you don't necessarily wanna cook with them. They're fine for stalks and things like that, but actually putting in your dressing, it just doesn't add the right kind of flavor. So we're gonna make sure that all these are about the same width, about that 1/2 inch. Give it a quick go. Now, comes the weird stuff. I'm gonna do 1 green apple. I know a lot of people don't necessarily put green apple in their stuffing, but to me, the apple with the fennel that's in the Italian sausage is gonna add a really, really nice flavor. Same size, 1/2 inch dice. Let's get it cooking. Now what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna have about 5 tablespoons of butter in a large saute pan. All right, we have our water boiling now, so I'm gonna go ahead and add my cranberries. Just gonna take a few minutes while you keep an eye on them, make sure that they pop open. All right, so see, this is what they look like when they start popping open. These are perfect. We're gonna take them off right now and drain them out. All right, so we're gonna add all of our ingredients into the hot butter. I'm gonna season with a pinch of kosher salt. I'm gonna hit it with some fresh cracked black pepper. About a teaspoon granulated garlic, and about a tablespoon of dried sage. All right, so once we have the onions a little bit translucent, like they are around the edges here, I have cooked off and chilled about 1.5 cups of Italian sausage. So we're gonna add that in here. We wanna get all these flavors to meld. There's fennel in this Italian sausage. That fennel really acts well with the sweetness of the apples. We're gonna add our cranberries. Incorporate all those together. Let it cook a little bit longer. And it's a lot of pretty colors right there. The greens and the whites and the reds and I guess that's brown and gray for the meat. That's kind of weird, but still pretty. So now that we have all of our goodies sauteed together, what we're gonna do is we're gonna start building our dressing. This is right at 1 pound of crumbled cornbread. So we're gonna start with this. I'm gonna add 2 cups of chicken stock. You can use the store-bought if you like, but make sure you get the chicken stock and not the chicken broth. Chicken stock just has a much better consistency and flavor. We're gonna take our mixture that we just sauteed, put that in there. That's why we use so much butter. We wanna get this stuff nice and wet. We're gonna mix all this together. Man, y'all are on that side of the camera. On this side of the camera, this stuff smells good. So once we have this stuff nice and mixed up, what we need to remember is that we added breadcrumbs in here that weren't necessarily seasoned that well. So we're gonna add a little bit more seasoning. I'm gonna do about a tablespoon of kosher salt. I'm gonna add about the same amount, a tablespoon of fresh cracked black pepper, tablespoon of granulated garlic. We got all that mixed up. We're gonna add our last 3 ingredients. We're gonna start with a little bit of fresh sage. We're gonna chop it up real nice and fine. Sage is that kind of Thanksgiving-y fall sort of flavor that you look for this time of year. We're gonna cut this up as small as we can because we wanna get it dispersed all the way through this and not just like one pocket of flavor. Next thing we're gonna add is fresh parsley. Fresh parsley adds a nice fresh sort of element to it as well. All right, and our last ingredient, some boiled eggs. I always like to keep a couple of boiled eggs in my fridge just in case I want to throw them in something, add a little extra protein. It just really adds a nice level of flavor and a different sort of texture in our dressing as well. Last thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna use a little bit of butter, put it in my casserole dish here. I'm just gonna coat the outside of it, coat the inside of it with a little butter, so that way everything comes out nice and easily. Spoon it all in here. I'm gonna spread it out nice and evenly. Since a lot of us only have one oven in our kitchen, there's gonna be a lot of times whenever our oven space is limited, if you will. Right now, you could have your turkey going right now, your sweet potatoes, whatever you have. We have our turkey in there right now. I'm gonna go ahead and make this. I'm gonna put it in my refrigerator and have it ready to rock and roll as soon as we are able to get the turkey out of the oven. This only takes 30 to 45 minutes to actually cook off. That's about how long you need to rest your turkey. So it would make sense to pull that out and then pop this in. We're gonna stick it in the fridge for right now. And one of the things to keep in mind, since we're using warm ingredients, don't cover it, because what happens if you cover it, it won't cool quickly enough. So leave it uncovered. If you need to make this a couple of days in advance, that's fine. Stick it in your refrigerator, let it cool down for a couple of hours, then cover it. We're only gonna have it in there for maybe 2 hours, so we probably won't need to cover it at all. All right, so we finally have the oven space. We have our dressing. It has been waiting in our refrigerator. Preheated the oven to 350 degrees. I'm gonna pop this guy in there for about 45 minutes. Our stuffing has been in the oven for about 45 minutes. We're gonna go ahead and pull it out and take a look. That is exactly what we want it to look like. Get that nice crust on the outside like this. It's delicious. Guys, these recipes have served me and my family for the last few years very well. I hope you find a little bit of joy and enjoyment in them. I want to share one quick thing, guys. The real meaning of Thanksgiving is to look to God, to give Him thanks for all the things that you have. Look at your family members, show them how much you love them every day, but especially this week. If you like these recipes, you like the things we're doing over here on Chef Cash White, click the subscribe button. Leave a comment for us. Let us know how God's working in your life, and let us know how these recipes turn out for you. We really appreciate your viewing, and remember, the most important thing of all of this is to keep the faith and enjoy the food. I love you guys. Happy Thanksgiving.